this computer. Perfect. Now I'm going to mute you guys out. Who is the 336 number? Just so I know everybody that's on, who's on the line. 336 404 4030. Who's that?
Alicia.
Hey, Alicia. How are you?
Hi. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Okay. Welcome to the call. All right. I am going to mute everybody, but that's just to make the background noise quiet. If you want to speak up, just unmute yourself. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you unmute yourself, because this is not going to be a Melissa show. I don't want to do all the talking tonight. Okay. So let's start with some recognition for the team. This is being recorded, so our teammates can hear this as they catch up and listen later this week. I want to hear some shout outs from your team, what you're proud of, and what you're seeing. I'll start personally by, I want to recognize one of my personal enrollments, Lorena. Lorena actually hit 1 star this week. And so I just wanted to recognize her and those killer cycles. It was over $600 in cycles that she got this week. She was really surprised. She knew she was going to get a couple cycles, but so I'm really proud of her. And she's got a consultant on her team, Blady, who's just blazing trails and building a phenomenal business, which is, part of the reason Lorena was able to hit 12 cycles this week. And so that's how this business works. And so I wanted to start by recognizing her. And I wanted to recognize everybody who came and made it happen this weekend. Allie, Maria, Stacy, Blady, Carol Austin, and Louisa, and I hope I'm not missing anyone, who made it to the Cepeda event this weekend. I know weekends are tough, especially with those of you who are working full-time. And it's a huge commitment to get there. So, and especially Louisa, because she's currently on an airplane flying home right now to Phoenix, Arizona. But this was a worth event. I think it was well worth it. So I'm going to stop there and see who else wants to recognize their teammates this week. I know Tammy has one she wants to recognize. Unmute yourself, Tammy. I can unmute you. Whoops, I just muted. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I want to recognize Jennifer. I don't think she's on here because she may still be traveling.
Yep.
But did it. She's an executive now.
Yes.
She'll never, and she's just great. I just enjoy working with her so much. She's been a breath of fresh air ever since she enrolled. So I just love her, and she's going to go places.
Right? And doesn't that give you a little extra giddy up in your step now when you see your downline taking off like that?
Yes. Yes.
Right? It's incredible.
I'm praying for those Jennifers.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, and you know what? I want to give you and Becky and Jennifer a shout out for getting together and having a business strategy call with me on Friday and really talking about getting yourself organized and going to the next step. Becky, I know that you're really excited about growing from consultant to manager and building your business, and you have that network marketing experience. And I just want to give you a shout out for really being open to growing and learning new technology and changing and evolving, but applying the skill sets that you have and leveraging those. And we can learn from you and what you've done in the past that's made you a successful network marketer. So that's awesome. Any other shout outs anybody wants to give to their team or even to themselves that they're proud of for this week?
Well, I've got another one. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, finish up, Tammy. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I have one more. I was just going to give a shout out to Tammy Greaser. I'm grateful that she's on here. I asked her to be on here, and I'm really thankful that she is. And we're starting a 60-day challenge for the best 60 days. And so she's stepping up and she's helping. And so I'm just really excited about that. And I'm real thankful for her.
Incredible. Yes. Welcome, Tammy. I love seeing I see your name. I don't see your face, but I see your name here on the call. So awesome. All right. We'll go to Blady. Blady, what was it that you wanted to say?
Shout to you, Melissa, for putting so much love into us. was wonderful this weekend and last night at your house and all the chat. I mean, I arrived home telling my husband, I can't believe that I spent the last 12 hours talking about the same and around the same people, and I'm not tired, and I'm just happy. I enjoy it.
Right?
So thank you, and shout out for you.
Oh, well, thank you. It was so much fun. And I'll tell you, I think like Dr. Melva and Tammy had a good thing going up in Ohio 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, you guys really kicked off this like local community culture. And one of the things Renee Schreidman and I were talking about the other day is like, man, this West Virginia, Ohio team is really blowing up. Like, what are they doing differently? And Renee said they've got community. They've got culture. And that's something that we need to duplicate. So Tammy, I want you to know that we're looking at you guys and we're saying, okay, how can we duplicate that energy? And I think it starts with creating that local energy that you and Dr. Melva really worked to create week after week after week for a year or two. And now Blady and I were just talking about how we want to do something like that here in Charlotte. We are committed to start doing something on a weekly basis and taking turns hosting it to begin to create that community and that culture. Because when I think about the Super Saturday that we hosted in West Virginia, and this is no knock to my Greensboro team because they are phenomenal and there was a lot going on, but there was actually more attendance in the West Virginia Super Saturday than there was in Greensboro. And there was like 6 or 7 teams recruiting for the Greensboro Super Saturday. And it was just this one team that was recruiting in West Virginia. And the aha that Renee and I had is it's the community. It's the culture. It's the relationships that you guys have created to pull people in. And we need to duplicate that in our local communities, whether it's out in, Virginia where Melva is now, and she can do the same thing there, where Blady and I and the Charlotte team can do it here. We can duplicate that in different places, because to your point, Blady, when you get together and you have that energy and that synergy and you get physically close to the people who have the same vision that you do, it's pretty easy to walk out that 10 feet tall and bulletproof to drive this business, right? There's no question, no doubt, So anyway, I'm on a tangent. Any other recognition that anybody wants to give out before we move on? Melva's got her hand raised.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, sorry, I'm like multitasking here. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. I just want to shout out, like Tammy, Jennifer, Becky, I haven't met you, Tammy Gruiser. So glad to see y'all on the call. You know how it was when we were in West Virginia and Ohio. Tammy, there were nights where it was just me and you, or it was just like, you. And I think what that is, the culture that we created. Okay, Nadia wants to say hi, taking her hair out all day event. Okay, sit down, babe. But that culture, Melissa, you're so right. Like, we had a commitment, and Tammy especially had a commitment that we would show up no matter what. And for one period of time, right? It was every single week. And at that time, I think I was driving like 45 minutes. What was it, Middleport, where we started? But it was so worth it because we had those side conversations that are meaningful forever. Like, I've connected with some of the people in that community that I still stay connected with on things that are outside of Isagenix, but that keeps them continuing to do Isagenix. So I just want to call them out for like keeping that culture up. And you're right. I've known that I've noticed through birthday parties here as we're new in Virginia that the culture is important. People just want to connect because we don't see each other. We can't connect. And those side conversations turn into large profits. So
it's huge.
Shout out to everybody for doing that. I really am happy to see everybody on the call. So
awesome. Yeah. I mean, this is your team, man, showing up. Awesomeness. Okay. Let me grab my notes. So let's dive in. So challenges. Okay. So open forum. I want you guys to get comfortable sharing your challenges, and we can, as a group, talk about how you overcome them. So who's had a wall kicking moment this week? Who's had a challenge that's looking for some insight on, some feedback on how we could handle it differently, what we could do to approach it in a different way, or to do better next time? If any of you guys watched that Spanx video I put up on the Run With Me Facebook page, the Spanx CEO, who's made billions, talks about how on a daily basis as a child, her father would ask her, what have you failed at today? Because it's important that we try and fail, because if we're not failing, we aren't trying to get out of our comfort zone enough. If we're constantly successful, then we're not pushing and challenging ourselves. So what have you failed at this week that, you want to share, that you're looking for insight on? How can we learn? How can we move forward? So who wants to go first on that? Anybody want to bring forward some challenges? I know people have struggles. The struggle is, come on.
I'll go really quickly if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cut the volume down. So, and I know we have a lot of healthcare professionals or people that are working full-time or part-time on our team. So one thing that's happened for me is, what do you call it? Like, people put me on a pedestal because I'm Dr. Melva and I'm a cancer doctor, but I really want to connect with them about Isagenix and being an entrepreneur and a network marketer. So I was talking with an actor who is also in network marketing, and he gave me really good advice that I'd just like to share. He said that he kicks it back to people, and instead of being put on a pedestal, he says, well, what I'm really passionate about and what I can help you with, or what I help other people do, is this. And I think that language for me was like the aha, because I kind of hate when I say what I do, and for those of you who are professionals, it may be the same, that people like that. And you really want to talk about what you're passionate about. So I've used that to say, well, what I'm really passionate about as a non-failure. So
yes, I love that. I love that nugget. And we were talking with somebody about that the other day, where most people, or a lot of people, have a 9-to-5 that defines them. And when people ask, what do you do? But you want to transition to your point, Melva, what you love. And I did that too. Whenever I was in my day job in medical affairs, I would say, well, I'm a medical director in the pharmaceutical industry. That's my day job. But my side hustle and what I'm really passionate about is. And so that opens the window, right? And that's a beautiful segue for what we're going to talk about here in a minute, as far as articulating how we lead with the business and owning this as an entrepreneur instead of a health coach. So thank you for sharing, Melva. I appreciate that. What else? Who's had some wall kicking moments? Maybe people going radio silent on you. I've had it. I've got 4 people that I have spent hours with over the past week. One of them has halfway filled out her cart, her Isagenix cart. I got a notification that she's put her personal information in, but she hasn't bought yet. And I've got 1 value pack in the hopper right now, and 1 more before midnight, and I get my double PIB. Guys, I'm 3.5 years in, and I still love getting my PIB. I don't like letting them slip away. So anybody else run into that scenario this week? Anybody else have some people go radio silent on them, or halfway fill out their cart and not finish filling it out? Any thoughts on that? I'm gonna give you guys my 2 cents on it, but I was wondering if anybody else had any thoughts.
Yes, Melissa, me.
Yeah.
So I'm now changing and leading with the business,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the answers that I'm receiving is like, yeah, well, I'm right now, doing this other stuff. Like, I'm not interested, but you're doing it so great. Keeping up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not great for sales, but you're doing it great. Keep doing it. And it's like what people think about this industry is everybody. I mean, I don't know what to do, but I feel like I need to do something else to try to educate a little more about this industry, and that is not just sales, and it's just not like pushing people, and because everybody thinks that right now, and they kind of wish me luck. But then
so have you tried Susan Miller's power statement? I love her statement. So when you get that feedback, when people say, great for you, I'm not in sales, I can't do sales, I'm not good at sales, when they project what they think it is, Susan says, your perception is not my reality. Would you be willing to give me 10 minutes to show you why?
Oh, yes, no, I haven't used that.
So your perception is not my reality. Would you give me 10 minutes to show you or tell you why? It doesn't always work. but I have found that you can throw people a curveball saying that. The other
and
thing
the answer is yes. What you do next?
Right. What if the answer is yes? What would you do next?
Mm-hmm.
You would reach out to me for a 3-way call.
Okay.
Right? Seriously.
Yes.
You just want to get them on the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I say to people when they say they're not good at sales is I say, this is establishing an online franchise. It's not really, it's entrepreneurship. It's not selling a product. It's teaching people how to open up a franchise. And we have all the tools and resources put in place for you to get started immediately. So I make it sound more like the business that it is than selling a product. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The platform, and this is like a mind shift for you guys, I know, because we've been product driven for so long, right? But we have a beautiful platform to train people to stand up a business. We have a beautiful web page to send our prospects to learn about the products, to learn about the business. So we're not having to sell the product. We're letting the tools do that. We're teaching people how to open up their own online franchise and showing them how to use our tools and resources so that they can duplicate that, right? So I used that tagline this weekend with a girl. I had a pharmacist who was interested in residual income. And when I sent her a video to watch about the products, she wrote back and said that that wasn't what she thought it was, and she's not interested. And I wrote her back and I said, well, for some good feedback for me, I always do this to people. If they say no, I don't let it stop there. I always, and very politely, professionally, write back and say, I respect your opinion or your decision, but for my own personal development, can you help me understand why you have decided this is not for you? Because it's really insightful. Sometimes has nothing to do with network marketing, and sometimes it has everything to do with the fact that they think it's multi-level marketing and it's a pyramid scheme, right?
But experience.
So when people say no, I think the first thing you should do is ask for feedback. And when their feedback is around multi-level marketing or that, that their perception is off, that's when I follow up and say, your perception's actually not my reality. Would you be open to it giving me 10 minutes to explain to you why? And then it's like Herb Cepeda says, there's going to be people that are smiling and they're like, okay, sure, I'll give you 10 minutes, go for it. And then there's going to be the people frowning and they're like, no. And you know what? You didn't want them on your team anyway. Right?
Next.
The person smiling that's like, no, that's awesome for you, but it's really not my thing. But they're smiling and they're happy and they're bubbly. Those people are going to be more open when you come back at them and say, what if your perception is not my reality? Would you give me 10 minutes? Just give me 10 minutes to explain to you why. The people that are open to that, those are the people you want on your team. The people that aren't open to that and are frowning like Herb Cepeda drew the face the other day and are completely closed off, you don't want them on your team anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes. And another thing, that for me it's been a little hard to do the 3-way calls because the language.
Because I don't speak Spanish very well. Or at all.
If I can set up a 3-way, can I in that moment send the video like the revolution and start with that, and the website and start with that, and then maybe later I can get a 3-way, right?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute when we talk about that's going to be the action segment of our call about what we do when someone says they're interested.
Perfect.
We'll hit that in just a second. I have a method with that you guys may or may not agree with, but we'll talk about it. So we'll get to that. Any other, is that helpful, Blady? Do you think you can start applying that and just see where it takes you?
Yes. Thank you. Perfect. Yes, I will do that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. All right. What else? What other wall kicking moments have you guys had? Challenges, frustrations.
I've had the same thing as you. I have 4 people that have said, yes, I want it.
Yep.
I picked out everything for them.
Yep. Did you
They
put the card
just
together
have
for him?
given me their information.
Right. Okay. So did you create a cart and send it to him?
Yes.
Okay. See, me too. I'm going to tell you guys something. I have a love-hate relationship with carts. My love
Me too.
relationship with carts is that when someone's really motivated and ready and we're both really busy and don't have time, I love it. Because like my real estate agent enrolled herself in like 10 minutes. By the time I was out of my Uber car and through security, a value pack, bing, comes through my computer. The problem is you lose control of closing the sale when you send the cart to someone else to fill it out. So I have learned that personally, I still prefer to have control of the enrollment. Maybe that sounds a little like a dictator, but case in point, on Monday, so I had a call with 2 different pharmacists from the same group this week, both of them interested in the nutrition. And the one on Monday, I closed her by saying, is there any reason you wouldn't want to get started today? And she said, well, no, probably not. And I said, well, great. I would recommend the value pack. If you're ready to get started today, let me just go ahead and get your information. Bam, closed her, got all of her information, put it in the system, right? Fast forward to Wednesday, same conversation, different pharmacist. We didn't know each other. Conversation went really well, but at the end I could tell I overviewed the different packs for her, the value pack and the pace setter. And she said she was gonna, that she was gonna think on it. And when people she didn't know me from the man in the moon. And probably was a little awkward to like give me her her credit card information. And when I asked her if there was any reason she wouldn't want to get started today, her response was, well, no, I probably just need to think through the packs. So she delayed the choice by saying she wanted to think through them, right? And so anyway, the long and the short of it is I sent her 2 different cards instead of closing her that day. And I noticed she's gone in and put in her personal information on the Pacesetter cart, but she hasn't enrolled yet. So where am I going with this? I still prefer to get people's information. So what I say on the phone is, if you're ready to get started, it's going to be quicker and easier for you if you just go ahead and give me your information now. Plus, you're probably going to have questions about flavors on shakes, flavors on the bars, flavors on the whey-thins. There's so many different flavors. I can talk you through them right now and kind of help you make that decision versus if I send you the cart and you go look at it later, I may not be accessible then. So yeah, Tammy, I have a love-hate relationship with the cart. So my advice is still go old school and get people's information if you can get it. Close them. Say, is there any reason you wouldn't want to get started today? Great. Here, let me go ahead and get your information and just get it from them. Any other challenges before we move into the next segment? So this was good. Yeah, I've got 4. I had a guy who was supposed to talk to me this morning who said he was all ready and like wanting to build the business, and he went completely ghost all day. I thought I was going to get an ultimate pack in on top of my value pack. I thought I was going to make $500 today. Well, but it's not midnight yet. Okay, so let's move on. Next topic. So this is where I want us to do to have some practice in a safe setting. If there's one thing that rang true today and this weekend at the event, it's that your posture and your articulation is huge. Your body language is everything when it comes to this business. And when people ask you what you do, and you, like Melva was saying, with passion and enthusiasm, what my passion is, and you look them dead in the eye and you start talking to them about what you do, it doesn't even matter really the words that are coming out of your mouth. I mean, it does, because you want to be confident and articulate, but it's your posture and how you're standing, right? So one of the things I challenged you guys to do on our call last week was to start practicing leading with being an entrepreneur, leading with being a business owner. Like Nick, I forget his last name, he's on the Cepeda team, was saying today, he laughs at where he was a year ago when people asked him what he did. And he was like, well, I sell protein shakes out of my house. It's like, when you say something like that and you're not making eye contact, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure how many people you could recruit by saying I sell protein shakes out of my house, right? The reality is we kind of do sell protein shakes out of our house, but there's a lot of different ways that you can articulate. We are way beyond that. We are way beyond that, right? Kendall Henderson and I had a conversation today. People are always like, how are you so successful at enrolling value packs? And I truly think it's because I lead with the business. I lead with the financial opportunity, and I have for like over a year now. I lead with the business. But when I'm leading with the business, you can't lead with the business without at least giving a small excerpt that you are a part of a health and wellness company, right? And so if people are interested in improving their health and wellness, then they're going to lean towards that and ask you questions about it. But it's never awkward for me to lead with a value pack because I'm approaching people about the financial opportunity. And it's never awkward to talk about building a business because I approach them about it to begin with. When you're coming in strictly to help people get healthy, which is great, a lot of associates have a hard time then folding in the financial opportunity because they feel funny folding it in because the person never said they were interested in it and never like you. So I did anyway. I almost felt kind of sleazy, like, oh, I just got this person in because they want to lose weight. Now I'm trying to turn them into a business builder. But if you lead with the business, then they know this is like your livelihood. You're passionate about it, but there's a financial opportunity. So anyway, so Kendall Henderson and I talked about this today, actually. The 3 pharmacists that I had calls with this week, every single one of them, I led with the business. And it went something along the lines of this, hello, so-and-so. I saw that you had posted that you had to cut back your hours in order to establish better work-life balance as a pharmacist. And I really think it's unfortunate that you have to reduce pay in order to have a better quality of life. I'm not sure if it's for you, but I have built a business in the pockets of my time. And so I went through my story, right? But there was one segment of my story that said that, I ultimately began my journey with this company to improve my own overall health and wellness, right? So I've told the financial story up front, but I've also disclosed that the whole reason I'm with the company was because I wanted to get healthy, right? So in that conversation, I got on the phone with 3 different pharmacists, and it's funny, I thought I was going to get in and talk about business because all 3 of them said they wanted to hear more and they wanted to talk more. And I got on the phone with them, and the number one thing they wanted to talk about was their health because they are, still working crazy hours and they wanted to improve their health. So I led with the business, but I still got them on as product users, but they have a significant impact in their brain that there is a financial opportunity because that's what I approached them about in the first place, but they want to get their health in check first. And so when they ask what pack I suggest, I lead with the value pack. I say, well, if you were going to come in as a business builder, I would recommend the ultimate pack. It is our business builder pack. But since you want to come in and just get the, an incredible experience as a product user right now, let's start you on the value pack. Right? So it's that simple. So in the next couple of minutes, what I wanted to do with you guys is hear from you. When people ask you, what do you do? How are you responding? Because the homework was to really start owning this as a business, to really start owning this in your verbalization. Because in my first year or 2, I would say, well, I partner with a health and wellness company to help people lose weight and gain lean muscle mass. Well, that's true, but that's not going to pique the interest of an entrepreneur who maybe isn't so passionate about that, right? Whereas if people ask me, what do I do? And I say, well, I'm an entrepreneur. It's actually, I've got a home-based business where I help other people establish businesses globally that are partnered with a health and wellness company. See how different that sounds than leading with kind of more of the health coach thing? And I'm not saying that you can't do that. I'm just saying that when you make it a broader picture, you cast a wider net to people who could ultimately be interested in the business. Does that make sense? All right. So who wants to tell me what they do? What do you do? Who's going to take themselves off of mute? This is Dr. Melva. Do you still have, is that you with your hand raised? Or is that from before? Who wants to jump in? I want all of you guys to practice. This is an open forum for your development. So I don't want you to feel queasy or nervous. I just want you. All right, Tammy's gonna go first. All right, girlfriend, you go. What is it that you do?
I own a business that sets people free.
Oh, I love it. That's incredible. Your business sets people free. How do you do that?
I wasn't planning on you asking that. It's only, I just started using this.
Yeah, no,
just
I love
recently.
it. I love it.
You know, I'm just starting to start with the business because I have talked product for 3 years.
Right.
So this is new, but I don't know. I had been really praying about it, thinking about it, and that came to my mind a few weeks ago. And so I have had the opportunity to say it a couple of times. And so, yeah, they're like, and to my surprise, they're like, what do you do then?
Right.
You know,
yeah.
And so then I have said, you know, that I help people both physically and financially with their wellness is how I've kind of said it. But I don't know. I'm open for suggestions. You know, tell me what I can say better.
I'm writing it down, girlfriend, right now. I own a business that sets people free.
And I'm all about simplicity. And I thought that would be something simple, very quick, and you know, and just keeping it short and simple.
I love it. What do you guys think? You guys like that? That's incredible. Yeah, I love it. And you know, you could take it a step further. I don't know if this would be cheesy, but you know, Herb Cepeda did a whole workshop on this with the product this weekend, and you can do it with the business. But he throws a question in there. So, what you know, his is, could you believe, or can you believe that? So you throw something like that in the beginning of your statement, and it forces people to respond, right? So, you know, again, that might feel uncomfortable to you, but wordsmithing it, you know, you could throw it in there to force people to respond. But I think that when you say, I own a business that sets people free, people are going to say, really? Like, tell me more, right? And if they don't, they're probably not their time anyway, right?
Right.
So, no, I love it. All right. Thank you for going first, Tammy. Leaders go first, right? And we just have to get uncomfortable. Do you know why Herb Cepeda's made $20 million? He's made $20 million because he is not attached to the outcome. The man talks to anyone. He does not care of the outcome. He doesn't take it personally. So he could say, I own a business that sets people free to 30 people tomorrow, and one might be interested, and he's okay with that. And that's what makes them so successful. Okay. Who wants to go next? Who wants to share? So what do you do? Who's going to go? I'm going to start calling out names. All right. I'm going to put Blady on the hot seat. Where are you, Blady? Putting you on the hot seat, girlfriend. What do you?
Hey.
You can use your notes. It's all right.
So I was trying to translate because I'm in a hurry in Spanish. So, what I say is, I partner with a company in the health and wellness that is on the way to become the biggest company in the industry in the world. The name is Isagenis. Have you heard about them?
Oh yeah, I've got some friends that use those products. I've heard they're pretty phenomenal.
Okay, so well. Besides, you're putting this podcast. Okay, so I say, okay, so well, we are more than just the products. We have an opportunity to offer if you are looking for a way to generate an extra income. The products are fantastic. We can talk about that too. I'm a fan of them. So I don't know. Like, tell me more about you. Like, where are you right now? Like, and I started just asking about them. Throw it back.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I love how you start your confidence, right? When you first started out and started talking about the company and how they're on their way to just being the biggest, baddest company, like that, your emotion and your body language is huge, right? And it's really effective. So I could feel your passion, and it's like, ooh, what is this company? Yeah. Like they're on their way to the top. Tell me more. Right. But then when I asked you to tell me more, then you got a little, like, you start breaking.
I know. I'm working on that. Right? Yes. I need to practice more. I know that.
Well, and that's why I'm having you guys practice tonight, because tonight isn't the only place you should practice. I think about in my previous career with my medical scientists and in pharmaceutical sales, our teams had to practice and pass verbal certifications before they're allowed to go out in public and talk about our products, right? And so, if you want significant income with this company, you got to give it the practice and the articulation that it takes. I had a 3-way call with Murray Miller a couple minutes ago, and there were some things that he said that I was like, man, that was spot on. And I'm like writing furiously and wanting to put it back into my bag of tricks, of things to verbalize. So, yeah. So no, awesome. So your opening was full of confidence. Just be ready for people to fire back and ask you what specifically is it. I know when you're on the hot seat, when your teammates are like sitting there watching you, it's a little nerve-wracking.
This is a way out of my comfort zone, but
yeah,
getting out there.
I love how now that I'm calling on people, 2 people have dropped off the call. All right. Awesome. Okay. Let's see, who's iPhone 2? I don't know who that is. Somebody's on here and it just says iPhone 2. I don't know who they are. Do you know who you are? They're probably not going to speak up. All right, let's go to Becky. I'm going to put you on the hot seat. I'd love to hear what you're saying now, because you're new, right? You're not new to network marketing, but you're new to this. So, and I know you've been out talking, and I know you've enrolled a trainer, right? A
trainer that I've trained with for 3 years.
Right.
So I'm excited.
Yeah. So tell us, what do you do?
Well, for me, I have a lot of people who say, because I did Longaberger for 27 years, and of course they know it's gone under. And, so a lot of people say, so what are you doing now since you don't have Longaberger? So what I'm trying to remember to say is I'm working with a business that focuses on health, nutrition, and wellness for myself and others.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So I know I need to add more to it about finance. I just try to be real short, and sometimes they'll ask, well, what is it? And
but you're owning the business first, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I want them to know that I am doing something else. So that's a big leeway for me right now. Every time I see someone I haven't seen, they wonder how I'm doing and what I'm doing and stuff.
So you said I'm in a business.
I'm working with a business that focuses on health, nutrition, and wellness.
Okay, perfect. I'm working with a business that focuses on health, wellness, and nutrition. I love that. So you've got the health, and you've got the wellness, and you've got the nutrition. The only thing I would add is maybe try to put in there that what we call the 5th solution. So financial freedom, right? So Is there a way to say, I'm working with a business that offers health and wellness and nutrition and financial freedom.
Okay. See, I didn't know how to add that in, so I like that suggestion.
Yeah. So then that way because that is our additional, that's our 5th solution, and that's where the company's going, and leading with our financial solution, because we have the best comp model in all of network marketing. Mm-hmm. And we have phenomenal products to back it up. Then that way you're opening the door to people who want to come to you for the nutrition, but also you're opening the door to people who are like, financial freedom. Well, tell me more about that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Becky. Thanks for being willing to to speak up.
Well, that's the only way you learn.
Yep, that's right. And you guys practice with the dog, practice with your spouse, practice with your kids, practice in the shower. You want to just continue to practice. Let's see, Dr. Melva, would you be willing to share, or are you busy with the kiddos? Still braiding hair? She might have her hands full. Melva, she's I don't know what she did with her mute button. Okay. What about Alicia? Are you on the line, Alicia? Who was the 740? I'm trying. Oh, Tamara Grouser. You still on? Or are you going to pretend like you're not so you don't have to talk? I'm going to unmute you. There are 3 numbers on here of people who aren't speaking up. There's a 704 number, which would be Charlotte. Who is that? That's somebody here. 428-71190. 287-1190. Who hasn't gone that wants to practice? I'm not going to force you guys to do it, but this is when you get uncomfortable, this is where you grow. When you get uncomfortable, someone says, I'm new. I'm still trying to figure this Zoom out, LOL. Okay. So if you've got a Zoom and you're on your phone in the bottom left-hand corner, you should be able to unmute yourself. But if we can't, if you can't unmute yourself, it's okay. So your homework assignment is to go practice this. Continue to practice and infuse business. All right. So the last piece of tonight is to talk about what we do. So what we do after we've said what we do. And people say, I want to learn more, right? So this goes back to Blady's question. So I'm at the park and I'm pushing the kids swinging, and the lady says, well, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, I work part-time from home. I've got a home-based business. I'm an entrepreneur, and I partner with a company where I help people establish health and wellness businesses across the world. And I do it from my home. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Could you send me some information, right? So there's a couple of different places you can go. I want to streamline it. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing right now and what I would suggest that you do in my downline. When you're leading with the financial opportunity, I think that it's important for all of you to try to pull me in for a couple of 3-way calls to talk about the financial opportunity. It's something I did with Amanda early on because I leaned on her story, right? Because I wasn't quite there yet. And it helped me to have her on the call to validate, right? So what I would do, so this is my protocol, is when people express that they're interested, first of all, become Facebook friends if you're not. Become Facebook friends with them, and then add them to the Get Free Facebook page. This is for people who are interested in business, okay? If you're not on the Get Free Facebook page, let me know. I'll make sure I add you. And when you get to the Get Free Facebook page, there are so many different testimonies that have been recorded. There's my story. There's Aaron Brower's story. There's Adrian Donovan's. There's Joe Ames. You've got men in their late 50s to women in their early. You've got the Start Group. You've got Chelsea. You've got stories, all kinds of testimonies, right? So depending on your prospect, one of those testimonies is going to resonate with them more than others, right? So what I do is I go in, if it's a Start Group member, like I've got a meeting with a girl tomorrow, an Orange Theory instructor who's 24 years old. What do you think I tagged her on? I tagged her on Chelsea Miller's story, not mine. She doesn't care about me getting home with my kids, right? I've tagged her with Chelsea Miller and asked her to watch the testimonial. So what I would suggest you guys do is to put them in the Facebook page, have them watch a testimonial just to pique their interest, and then get their agreement to get on the phone with you. So to set up a 3-way call, right? So your initial touch to follow up is just to get their Facebook contact information, add them to the group, and have them watch the testimonial and follow up and ask them if that piques their interest. And if it does, then you want to schedule a 3-way call. Now, I don't send them to the Get Free page, webpage, until they have agreed to a call. I think that's really important. It's the same as we did with product. We didn't send videos about product until people agreed to a 3-way call. It's because you want to create interest and a little bit of mystery and get agreement for them to lean into a call before you give them too much information. Because when you give people too much information before they're able to hear the emotion and get on a call and talk to someone who can validate, they can quickly do a little bit too much research and talk themselves out of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they think they know more now and like, oh, it's one of those things, right? So what I would suggest, again, is to get them on the Get Free page, tag them on a testimony that resonates with them, and then reach out to me, reach out to Amanda, reach out to someone in your upline and try to coordinate, get a couple of times and dates that work for me or your upline, as well as then your calendar. And then you want to go back to that person and give them those 3 options of times and say, I'd love to connect with you about this financial opportunity that we discussed. Here are, 3 dates and times that, work for me, and get their agreement on one of those dates and times. Once they agree, once you have it in the calendar, then you send them to our Get Free webpage to learn about the business. There's something psychological about people already having agreed to do something. They're less likely to back out than for you to send them a ton of information. They go do their research and they never commit in the first place. Am I making sense? So it's actually pretty simple. You're just going to add them to the Get Free page, tag them to a testimonial that works. And I actually will even take a screenshot of the testimony when I text them and say, hey, I've tagged you on this video. This is what it looks like. Check it out. And feel free to scroll through and hear some other stories and testimonies, to learn about the opportunity. So you tag them, add them to the page, follow up, give them a day, maybe 2, don't forget about them, and follow up and say, what did you think about the testimony, and gain their agreement for a call. Once you get the agreement for the call and the time frame from your upline, then you send them to the Get Free page. Now, I send people the very first page on Get Free. There's 3 different videos about being an entrepreneur. I can show them to you guys real quick. And this is the last thing we're going to do, and then we'll call it a day. Depending on their age group is going to depend on what you send them. So if it is a START group member, START is under 35, I'm going to tell them to watch the Start Your Life video, right? If it is someone 55 or older, I'm probably going to I'm going to ask them to watch the video around retirement, because a lot of people in that age group were just looking to retire earlier, create a cushion, a better lifestyle. If it's a mom that's looking to get out of what they're doing, or maybe they're at home and they're looking for income, I might have them watch this. There's this Entrepreneurial Revolution is a great canned video for anyone. I like having people, a lot of times I have people watch this, and I have them watch the basis of the business, which is the product right here. This is a really great video. So if I really want to prime someone and I've got some time before the call, like my Orange Theory girl, I'll tell you what I did with her. I just sent her this video this afternoon, and I said, watch this video. It's a quick video. Once you're done with that, let me know. And if you've got a little more time, I may send you one more video to watch. See, I don't want to send her too much at one time. But if she gets done with that video, then I'll have her watch this one about the products before we get together. Part of it is because she's getting a degree in nutrition and she's a fitness instructor, but I want her to watch about the business first because I'm coaching her about the business. I don't want her coming in as a cleanse coach, right? But because she has a background in nutrition, she's probably really going to appreciate the why behind the product, which is here. Am I making sense? Or is this confusing? Yeah. So step one, send them to the Facebook page, tag them on a testimony, have them watch a testimony, have them scroll through the Get Free Facebook page, follow up with them, and see if they'd like, if they want to move forward and learn more. And if no, schedule a three-way call. Then you do a three-way call. Then you send them to our website and have them watch a video. Right? I usually give them less than 24 hours to watch a video. Then they've got the video for reference after the three-way call, and you can send them all over that website. So let's say you have the three-way call, and then they have a bunch of questions about compensation. Well, then I can say, hey, remember that website I sent you to? It's got a great tab around compensation. Whenever you close them on the three-way call, you can send them back here for the packs. When you say, talk about the value pack, you can say, go back and watch this video about the value pack. This is why I recommend it. So this is where you guys need to get really comfortable with the website, because you won't feel so pressured to be an expert about the products or the business, because the website's your expert, not you. The website talks about why we need to cleanse. The website talks about the compensation model. The website talks about the problem and the solution, right? So hopefully this is making sense. Hopefully this is helping. Is this helpful, guys? Or is this giving you too much? Yeah? Good. Yeah, I'm just trying to simplify it for you. Okay, so that's it for today. And this is what we're going to do every week, okay? And it'll be a little bit tighter next week. I really want to be done by 9:30 so that everybody can get in bed. But I want to always start with a little bit of highlights. So, come to the call thinking about any shout outs you want to give. Come to the call, bring in your challenges so we can coach through it. And then we're always going to probably have a little bit of an action item, and then, talk about the next step and get. So today we talked about funneling people through with interest. So with our next call, we'll move forward with another topic. But for this week, I want you guys to really practice, what do you do? Okay? I want you to practice what do you do with as many people as you can. And if you practice what you do with strangers and people in your network, then what we talked about just a minute ago will fall in place when people ask more information. So what I would love to see in our thread this week, as we're going about our week, is your opportunities where you've gotten to say what you do, and the opportunities you've had to add people to our Get Free Facebook page, and the opportunity to follow up with people. So that's your action item this week, is 5 people a day. Find a way to share with people what you do, and stumble on it. Scrape your knees. Sound like an idiot till it rolls off your mouth, like 100% bulletproof, 10 foot tall, 100% confident, and that's when you're really going to start to build a business. Okay? All right, guys, I really appreciate your time tonight. Hopefully you guys can make the global exec calls this week. Susan Miller is going to be leading them, and she's amazing. I hope you guys have a good evening, and I'll make sure to post the recording tomorrow morning from tonight. You guys have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.